Hello and welcome to my channel, and today I thought I'd do a bit of a cleaning video. Not done one of these before on my channel, so I thought I'd give it a go, as a few of you have requested. So I'm just going to clean a few different areas of the house. It's not a full house clean. The main one's really kitchen and lounge to start with. So I always like to be prepared, having a big old bottle of water at the ready, because cleaning can be quite thirsty work. I always like to begin a bit of a clean, for some reason, with a bit of washing. So let's put this lot in the washing machine. So as there's only Alan and I, we don't actually get an awful amount of washing. Our main stuff that I tend to do is our sports kit. So actually we do get a lot of washing, because I have to do a sports wash probably every other day because we train so much. But I'm going to do a darks. Not sure if you use these yourself or if you've even seen one. These are, I just got these off eBay, and they're like little nets that you can stick. In fact, this one's seen better days. I probably need to chuck that one out. But you can put underwear in it. So I usually just put my bras in there, and then it stops the hooks getting caught on your washing. So I'm using these at the moment. I tend to use non-bio on most of our stuff, just to help with any sort of allergies or anything. These are the Persil little power gems, and yeah, I'm quite liking them at the moment. And then I'm going to put that with a bit of Comfort. Again, this stuff's quite gentle on your skin. So set that off for a 60-minute spin on a temperature of 40 degrees. Talking of sports kit and washing, just wanted to show you this. This is quite a new product that I've just started using from Wilko's. Like I said earlier, we do have a lot of sports kit that needs washing, and you need something a little bit tougher on sports kit because it gets so sweaty. You can get a bit pongy. So I'm just giving this a go at the moment, and I have to say that I quite like it. I think it was only £2.99 and does probably about 25 washes. Right, the first two things I'm going to do, I'm going to tackle the cooker hob, which is gas. I'm going to take all the components off the top and then squirt it with a load of elbow grease, and then I'll leave that for a good few minutes to work its magic. And whilst that's taking place, I'm going to descale our kettle. I've started using this, the Astonish all-purpose descaler, which I got from the range. I think it was about £2.99 for that big bottle. We do live in quite a hard water area, so I have to do this. Even though we've got a water softener running through the house, I do have to do this every probably 2 months. So I shall get both of those on the go right now. So as you can see, we've been busy doing quite a lot of cooking, so it needs a good old clean, as does the back, the splashback as well. And then I'm actually going to put the components in the dishwasher. They're not overly dirty, but they've not been in there for some time, so I thought I'd give them a quick go through, just to give them a bit of a clean up. I also need to have a little bit of a tidy up. We are pretty tidy as a couple goes, but there are a few bits that need putting away. Toaster, a few bit of recycling, a bit of washing up. So I'm going to stick everything in the dishwasher, and then at least that gives me a bit more of a cleaner work surface to get started with. I do tend to use pretty decent washing tablets for the dishwasher, because I've found a lot of the cheaper brands I've used before just don't work as well. So these are the Ariel, I think they're 3-in-1. So I'll just pop that on now for 1 hour 52. Okay, so on to descaling this kettle. I've just boiled that kettle, half filled. So to start with, I just put a capful of the descaler. Straight in there. And let it do its magic. So hopefully you can see it working away in there. It's starting to bubble up, and hopefully this awful green looking lime scale will soon disappear. So what I tend to do, I'll leave it for about 10 minutes, and if it's not cleared all the lime scale, I actually just start to boil it again. You have to be very careful, because if it starts to bubble up, like I say, it can boil over. So just to keep an eye on it, but normally just gives it that little bit of edge that it might still need. And then of course, once this has cooled down a little bit, you can use the water with the descaler in just to clean the rest of the kettle where you might have some other build-up. Yeah, definitely recommend this stuff. It's quite expensive, but it certainly does the job. Right, I've left that to work its magic for a little while, so I'm now going to wash it off. So I have put a little bit of water, hot water in there. I'm going to add some of my favourite Fabulosa. This is the wild rhubarb. I'm going to wear a pair of disposable gloves because I don't really want that stuff getting on my skin. And then I'm going to just use a couple of these, which I may end up actually getting rid of because they've seen better days, let's put it that way. Right, so to start with, I'm just going to try and take a bit of the product off there. It's interesting because some people I've seen recently on the Mrs. Hinch Facebook pages been saying how they don't really rate elbow grease, but I think if you're using it for what it's meant to be used for, it's absolutely fantastic. And it's so reasonable as well. I've actually used it before to clean my bike, because you get a lot of grease from the chain. I cleaned my whole bike, used a whole bottle, and it came up really well. But as you can see, that's just cutting through there really nicely, giving it a good old clean up. Lovely. Right, that's just taken most of the first lot of product off. So I shall wash all of these out now and then go in for a second go. So I'm really chuffed with how that's come out. The splashback is like a mirror, and the top of that's looking really nice as well. The components haven't finished in the dishwasher yet, so I will reassemble all of those. But what I ended up doing, as you saw, I did about 3 different lots of the hot water with Fabulosa to wash off the elbow grease, and then I just finished it with a glass cleaning cloth. Didn't need to put any more product on the splashback or on the top there. It's all just cleaned up really nicely. And whilst that's been doing, the old kettle is now scale free. I need to just give that a little clean down. As I said, I'm going to use some of that water to do that, just to get rid of the lime scale on there. But the unsightly green is now gone, and I didn't need to reboil that. It was all right with just standing on its own with the descaler in it. So I'm now going to just clean the kettle and then get on with the next task. Fresh set of gloves. I thought I might have to throw those away, but I don't think I'm going to have to, because they still seem okay. So just got some more hot water in there with a bit more Fabulosa, just so I can give the outside of the kettle a bit of a clean. And I'm also at this time going to disinfect a couple of bits that we have. So I've got a Dishmatic, a Minky, and then this lovely, I love this microfiber cloth. So I'm just going to stick a bit more hot water in there, another capful of the Fabulosa, and they can just sit in there and just disinfect for a little while. And then again, I'm going to just give that a little bit of a polish up with the glass cleaning cloth. If you haven't got a glass cleaning cloth, they're really worth having, because not only can you use them for your mirrors, but they're good for just putting a bit of a shine on things like your kettle. Or any other glass, in fact. Sometimes you buy things, don't you, and don't really think things through. So here's me thinking this was a lovely kettle. It's actually been more trouble than it's worth with the amount of times I have to descale it. Now there's a stubborn little bit there which is still got lime scale on it, so I'm just going to dip a bit in there and use that on the outside in the hope that that little bit of descaler will just get rid of it, which indeed it has. So you now need to get rid of all this water. You have to wash it through a couple of times and reboil it just so you get rid of all the descaler. So I'm just going to pop a bit of bleach in there because it gets a little bit discoloured in the sink area. And something I've only just learnt recently, you shouldn't use bleach with hot water. I never knew that. You're supposed to use it with cold water, else it doesn't work as well. So I'm going to put a couple of capfuls of the Citrus Fresh Thick Bleach. This is just from Aldi, and I'll just leave that in there for a little while. Not only will it disinfect, but also hopefully get rid of any discoloration. So that's all done now. Wash that through a couple of times. Nice and clean. And no more lime scale for at least a couple of weeks. So next is the job of cleaning all the work surfaces down. What I'm going to use for this is an already made up Fabulosa in the wild rhubarb, and then I will go in with the second go of this, the Tesco granite and marble cleaner. So the Fabulosa to disinfect the sides. A lot of people use Zaflora or Fabulosa thinking it is purely just a cleaner. It does clean and shine as it says, but it is actually a disinfectant. That's what the actual purpose of it is. And I find, especially on these work surfaces, we need, it can leave a little bit of a residue, like almost a powdery whitey residue. So I go over it with this, and you'll see how this brings it up for a lovely, lovely shine, specific to the work surfaces we've got. So to start with, I shall go around with the Fabulosa around the whole of the work surfaces, and then the second go with the granite and marble. So that's the sides all looking nice and shiny again now, lovely and clean. Now time to tackle the floor. So what I'm going to do to start with, because we've got a dog, these tiles get very, very dirty. Luckily this time of the year it's not so bad because it's not been wet. So to start with, I'm going to vacuum throughout, and then I'm going to get on my hands and knees and get cleaning this floor. Let's get the old Dyson out to start with. Now, I know not everybody agrees with using floor wipes, but I have to say I've tried to use a normal mop with cleaning product on this kitchen floor before, and it just does not get it as clean as a good old scrub with a floor wipe. So every now and again I'll give it a squiz over with a mop, but on days like today when it needs a good clean, we're going to be using some of these. So these are the Power Force Apple Fragranced Anti-Bac Wipes from Aldi, extra large. If you've never used these before and you use wipes, these are absolutely fantastic. 65p for 15, and I usually do our floor usually with 5 wipes. Might go for 6 today though, because it needs an extra special clean. So there we are, all finished, all lovely and sparkly and shiny for at least a little while. So hope you've enjoyed that one. About time I did a cleaning video on this channel. So I've put the washing out. I've just got to put the bits back onto the cooker hob, and we're now done. I've also just cleaned the hall, but I'm not going to show you all of that because there's only so much cleaning videos people want to watch. Oh, and here comes the little culprit of most of the mess. Here she is. the little rascal that causes all the dog hair and dirty foot marks. But I don't mind. So I hope you've enjoyed that. If you're not already a subscriber, it'd be great if you wanted to hit that subscribe button and let me know if you want me to do any more cleaning videos. I actually quite like watching them myself, so yeah, let me know if you do. So I'll see you on the next one. Thanks for watching. Bye for now.